Good evening and welcome to the Select Board meeting. I'd first like to say thank you, Sue and Don McClellan, on the new look. This looks fantastic with the brighter colors, and thank you. Thank you very much for taking the time. All right, can I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 12th?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, discussion, all in favor? God, it's so much brighter. Can I have a motion on the meeting minutes of October 18th?
So moved.
Okay, a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Minutes of October 26th. We've been busy.
So moved.
Second.
I like your glasses, Lonnie.
Hey,
All
thank
right.
you.
All in favor? We are so different here. All right, running into new business. Consideration of county ARPA grant, Kathy Goslin.
Kathy Goslin, Eaglesview Lane, Eaglesview Drive, my husband would correct me. Deputy Chief, but also Health Officer. So Cumberland County is getting $57 million in their ARPA disbursements. They've already set aside a huge amount of money and plans of what they're going to do with it, the jail, the Civic Center, different things. But their first round, they're awarding $11 million going out to communities within Cumberland County that we can apply for. They said each community could apply for up to 3 grants. The minimum grant had to be $100,000. They didn't want to deal with small stuff, $100,000 minimum. So we met. There's a group of us that have been working with ARPA, Don Willard, Bruce Tupper, Nate, Joe Crocker, and myself. We've met and kind of went through the things of what we thought were the best priorities for Raymond. Now, while this has to follow all of the ARPA guidelines, their priority was to focus on the top 3. One was public health in response to COVID-19. Number 2 was negative economic impacts, travel, tourism, those industries that were really affected. And number 3 was the service to impacted communities, which Raymond really doesn't fit into it. The other ARPA categories are, of course, infrastructure in the sewer, water, and broadband. So in looking like that, we wanted to make sure that our priority was focused in the top 3. So we've come up with 3 different recommendations in submitting the applications. The applications are due on Monday. So they've been written, but we need the Select Board approval before we go forward with these. So the first application is to build 3 more rental cabins at Tasseltop. These would range from 1 to 2 bedrooms. They'd have a loft. The whole idea is it's affordable family vacations that will bring income back into the town through Tasseltop. Could be used during the summer for family rentals, but if a corporate retreat or a wedding off season, things like that. So Joe has 3 cabins now that rent as 1 unit. These would be 3 separate. Each one, as I said, would have 1 to 2 bedrooms, have a loft. In your packet, you saw they'd look like a little log cabin loft. They're not huge, and they'd each have their own private bathroom. So the cost estimate, we had to guesstimate on septic, well, and utilities, plus the purchase of the materials for the cabin is about $70,000. And then the town of Raymond will do their part and assist us with helping with the earthwork, overseeing the constructions, which is estimated to be $10,000 per cabin, and then supplying appliances and furnishings at $10,000 per cabin. So each cabin works out to be about $90,000. So the total budget for 3 is $270,000. We're asking of $180,000 from the Cumberland County ARPA grant, with Raymond $60,000. Now, this $60,000 can be gift in kinds, if the Public Works does the work, their portion of it, but it can also come from our ARPA funds that we received from the state of Maine. Any questions on the cabins before I move on?
I'd just like to add that the idea also would be that it would promote local business activity. I mean, we've had great success. Joe's done a great job and his crew in renting what we do have available and improving the utilization of the park. So this would, although, I mean, it's not a huge thing, but to have them in constant rental is going to have a positive impact on the businesses in the shopping area.
Good point, Dawn. You know, they'll come out to eat, they'll buy food at the restaurants in that. And I know in talking with Joe Crocker, who's the rec director, his cabin rentals are full now. So he's had a lot of people asking for more rentals.
The other thing I'd like to say is, although we have 3, my guess would be that if we get 1 funded, we'll be doing well. We aren't going to probably see 3 funded. The bulk of this money is going to go to the
Cumberland County
urban
projects.
areas in bigger, huge grants.
The second project that we're proposing is public safety staffing. Because in their public health, they say they'll include payroll costs to public health and safety, especially in response to COVID-19. So we're requesting funds to hire and train 2 positions working in the Public Safety Fire Department. One would be a supervisory deputy chief, overseeing the fire and EMS staff. The second position would be to fill an open firefighter EMS position full-time. Both would have responsibilities overseeing COVID-19. In this, we included in the cost 2 years of salary, payroll costs, the benefits package, associated uniforms, and COVID educational materials. That comes out, the total project, to be $322,000. Remember, this is a 2-year ask. Ask of $294,000 from Cumberland County and $28,000 for the Raymond portion. They are not asking for matching funds from anything, but they are strongly suggesting that you do a portion of your own money to go to this. Questions on that one? The third project is in improvements to facilities at Tasseltop. Tasseltop still relies on porta potties, which I think is pretty sad in this day and age. We have 800 visitors a day and we rely on porta potties. So we're looking to build a large septic field. Nathan White's been very involved in this and he's been very helpful. It will probably go underneath the current parking lot, the top parking lot. The septic pump will be down below. We'll build a bathroom where the facilities that porta potties are now. It will house male and female bathrooms and also have some changing rooms. Connected to that will be the concession stand, or his snack shack, as Joe calls it, which will have a staff bathroom in it. But of course, that will have a sink and have septic needs for the staff bathroom and the sink in that. So this would nicely eliminate the need for porta potties, which I think would be wonderful, and it would also get the porta potties away from Sebago Lake. This will have to include a grease trap, a new well, and electrical upgrades, plus all the cost of the construction for both the septic system and the bathroom and concession stands. This total budget, the numbers I gave you have gone up a little bit. The budget's projected to be about $400,000. Just the septic system is $115,000 of that. We're going to ask Cumberland County for $300,000 and Raymond $100,000. So we don't know if we'll get any of these. I'd like to at least get one of them. If we get one, I would consider us lucky. What happens is this is the pre-application phase. So we'll put the pre-application in by next Monday. They have a volunteer committee that will go through them and make judgments on who they want to submit final applications. They have not given us a time frame for that, but this will follow the ARPA funds, and the ARPA funds go to December of 2024. So this is kind of a long range. If we do get it, I would guess Cumberland County has already gotten their money, that hopefully next year we would be looking at the first deposit on it. Like the state of Maine, they're going to give 50% up front, I believe, and then 50% later on. We would have to do all the bookwork, all the budgeting process. We'd have to keep all our receipts, turn all of that in. follows all the same rules that opera does, so it will be some bookwork. Questions on it? All right, we do have, Sue has letters, because they did ask that we had the Board of Selectmen sign a letter stating that they know of this project and have approved it, and those will go in with the application.
So I'm going to ask something that's kind of off this a little bit. So say we don't get the house or, I mean, the cabin or the septic, but we get the money. Can we, because I know Department of Land, can we do one of their grants later if we don't get something like this?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Because I'm thinking
we're
maybe
in
we
the
can put in.
process of trying to apply, and plus we have $470,000 from the state of Maine opera that has come to Raymond,
Okay.
that we're gonna use for some of these projects at Tasseltop also.
And one of the real challenges and difficulties of this whole opera process is that the priorities are set at the federal level, and they don't, in my mind, exactly match the highest and, best needs of a lot of rural communities. And so, but they're tailored, I guess, to hit federal priorities and I mean urban areas, and a lot of the monies that are going to be spent in those areas are going to be for health, for homelessness, to help
jail.
with urban issues, the jail, for the county money. But so that's why we're going the way we are. I think the greatest likelihood of success is going to be by applying for what the federal government would like us to apply the money to, and applying for the county priorities
Right.
where they have told us to be.
And my hopes is even if we get one of these and we get an additional $100,000, $200,000, that just stretches our APA money that we're getting from the state even further. So that's,
No, thank
guess
you for
the
putting
hope.
all these together. It's a lot of time. It really is.
it is.
Oh my
All
goodness,
right.
and pricing and everything else. And you guys have to use that pump system, which is expensive, for the septic. Yeah.
Did you say you're pumping uphill?
It's the only way you can do it there.
Because there's
And
such
we've
a
had to
big-
meet DEP's requirements because it's so close to Sebago Lake. That's why it needs to be moved back to up the hill.
Interestingly, having had some experience with these systems, those work very well, and, actually more,
They work well, but they're more expensive.
Well, they're more expensive, but in terms of failures and problems, having put in a few of them over my career, if you engineer them right and get the right equipment and maintain them, no problems. But sure, expense, but no problems. Not the kind of a lot of the problems you run into with gravity type systems. Right. Well, every municipal building I've built, pretty much, because of topography, because of issues, has one of these. Yeah. This one's kind of an extra special one, though.
This was high. All right, well, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Thanks.
Good luck. Keep us
Thank you very
posted.
much. Yeah.
I forgot to add on this under this new business. At the end of this meeting, we are going to be doing an executive session regarding a land use issue. So, sorry, that was last minute added on this. All right.
Madam Chair, would you like to entertain a motion to approve those applications?
Well, these are pre-applications, so they're really not applications at this point.
Thanks, Joe.
And essentially there's no money that's tied to it, so it's really just,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, though. That
I
maybe
do
wanna-
think a motion carries some weight
Right.
with the pre-application. I'll make a motion to accept all 3 pre-applications.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor? All right, there we go. All right, consideration of business license for Forever Friends, Tracy Campbell, owner. Tracy, you want to go up to the podium? Okay, hi. So you have a dog business going in there. Actually, one just moved, one just left.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so you bought the building?
No, I'm renting the building.
Okay.
Where is this?
Do you know where,
It's-
as soon as you turn right on 80, go down 85, turn right, and you go a little bit further, and it's in that
Yes.
complex in there.
Yes. 1311 Roosevelt Trail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, so looking at your application, there's a couple things on there. is there I'm sorry, Wayne, is there a plan that's already been fixed, or has everything been done?
There's a number of items that have been corrected to this date, and we have an approved written plan of correction for the other items.
And is there a deadline on the written?
Yes, a year.
Okay. Because then, yeah, there was several of them. Okay.
So our recommendation to the board would be approval, conditional approval based on the written plan of correction.
But she can still go ahead and open up and,
Yep.
and do the business. Okay.
Yep.
So the corrective actions have to be taken by her or by the landlord?
The owner will be addressing the items in the written plan of correction, the property owner.
And he's signed on to all that?
Yes.
Is he local?
He's located in Gorham.
Okay, no, just in case something doesn't get done, that you've got easy access to him. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Welcome to Raymond, for one.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just zooming over this pretty quick. When is your official first day of opening?
We're hoping in approximately 2 weeks. We still have some more work to do.
Okay. All right, any other questions, anybody? Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to grant the license pending all modifications.
Second?
Any
Wait a minute, no. You don't want to make it that way, because then you can't grant it, it can't get signed until after they're all done, where he's given a 1-year time limit on that.
Pending all modifications is done within a 1-year time limit. How's that? That work for you?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Second?
all in favor? All right.
Thank you very
luck.
much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, I know
Thank you.
there's definitely a need for it, too.
Thank you.
And what will happen next is after they sign it, I'll take it back, I'll photocopy it, and I'll give it, because I need, thank you, Sue. And no stuff inside it at some point.
All right, consideration of new road name, Summit Lane in Tarpon Hill Estates. Oh, interesting. So there's a new road up there? You can think Bruce. It's Tarpon Hill goes up and around and all the way up.
Yes, Bruce Tupper, Town of Raymond Fire Rescue.
Yeah.
Yes, that road goes up in, turns left, turns right, goes up around the top of it. This is a new road request for a driveway that will basically come off from a turnaround that's existing at this point. As you see in the letter, that there is several of those road names in the area, but nothing in Raymond. There's no conflicting in Raymond, and we're far enough away from anything that is conflicting that this would be acceptable by ordinance and by 911 rule. Right now, it appears there'll be one home only, but it looks to me like there's also enough land out there that they may or could expand that into the future somewhere. So
Oh, wow.
then it would absolutely have to have a separate road name.
Huh, interesting. All right. Motion?
Move to approve the road name?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right. Thanks, Bruce. God, I feel like you got so much room behind you now. It's not so, yeah, this looks good. All right, consideration of fee schedule update. Sue, look.
And this is a very minor change, but the statutes did change in Title I for freedom of access requests. We can only charge 10 cents a page for anything we have to photocopy. We can't charge the 15 that was in there prior, nor the 50 cents that we charge everyone else if they're photocopying something at the town office.
So if you go to a law office, $3 a page.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one, and it went into effect 90 days after closure, so on October 18th.
And there's
So-
no home rule on this at all?
No, there's no wiggle room at all, so
All right.
I needed to get that in there so that if anyone does do a freedom of access request, our fee schedule's correct.
So if we have to do a freedom on somebody else, we know that it's only a 10-cent charge for copies.
Thank God. I'll make a
Right.
motion to accept the new fee schedule.
Second?
All in favor? All right. Public comment. Louise? No?
Just here for the fun of it.
That works.
Was it a laugh a minute, Louis?
Yeah, it really is a riot. It's been a riot
Yeah, I have
today.
no responsibility, it's wonderful.
All right. Let's see. All right, selectmen comment. I have something to add, if nobody else does. I guess I just want to reiterate again what Shar was saying earlier, because this is a last minute thing regarding the school, is whether we are part of the school or not, we still have to pay almost $300,000 per year, and that's based off of, it was supposed to be free, but that's because we don't get subsidy like Wyndham does.
It is free for Wyndham,
For
correct?
Wyndham it is, but not, and I know some of the board members are questioning this now just because they don't think it's right, because, you know, anything they want to add onto the school in addition, we will have to pay for it. And November 17th, the school board, RSU 14 school board is going to be doing a vote as to whether to allow Raymond to be part of the new school or not. So they're taking a vote. So if they do not vote, Jim, if they do not vote, then what happens is we as Raymond cannot get state funding for years to come. So we will have to pay for I'm really just hoping they vote for us to let us in, but I think people need to understand the ramifications. Our budgets are going to go really sky high because they're going to have to pay for Jordan Small Middle School to bring the kids up to par, any renovations, plus we still have to pay $300,000 for the new middle school. So our taxes are going to get hit pretty hard. If you guys can, people out in People Land, if you want to reach out to the RSU school board members, please do, because they're looking for feedback on making this decision. But I think it's really good for the kids. Just people need to know what's going to happen with their taxes. All right, anybody else? Town manager report.
Well, Sue can correct me on this one if I screw it up, because I think I printed this out and left it on my printer, but we are going to have to close the town office on
Yes.
Tuesday, November 30th,
That's correct.
for the entire day while we have a Trio upgrade to something that's called Trio Web.
Yes.
And
They've
it's a
changed their whole,
mandatory upgrade. Well, go ahead.
they've
Yeah.
changed their whole platform. Will no longer be on a mainframe, so to speak, type of situation. Will be on a web-based program. So that they'll be converting our data that morning. The staff will come in. I haven't quite worked out with them what time some of the staff will come in to test and make sure everything's okay, but we really can't spotty have people in there to say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do it now, or the system's not up yet, or we're rebooting again. So we thought it was safest just to simply close the office that day. So it is, and that's when they have us in the schedule to do it. I didn't realize at the time that that was the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So it means we will be closed for a little bit longer time than we normally would have, I think, isn't it? Or is that the previous or the following weekend? Maybe I'm wrong.
December.
24th.
Is it the week after? Oh, good.
December
I was afraid it fell
It's
on
just
that
crazy.
weekend, and that would not be good.
The end of the year is.
No, this, you'll be closed the 25th and 26th.
Oh, perfect.
And then also, and you're not open on the 29th, so actually it'd be.
So it will be
so-
along,
Yeah, but that closure that day is just closed to the public.
yes. And I'll be putting that on the sign, on the website, everywhere we can find it. It'll be in the Roadrunner.
All right.
Will that affect at all the website or anything that day, or that's running separately?
That runs
Is he
separately.
gonna-
That's separately, yeah.
He's gonna have to take anything down?
Yeah, it's what they're, I think it's just their name for what their product, it
Well,
doesn't affect.
it's a web-based problem.
Right, and
Yes,
I mean, it's aptly named.
yes.
But it's their name that they chose for their product and going to a web-based application, but it doesn't affect what we're doing.
No, not at all.
So the next one, I don't really have any information, but if you believe in the concept of all deliberate, federal speed, it looks like maybe broadband's coming somewhat. So that's good news. So I don't have anything really to say about that, but other than, stay tuned and I think it's, as we've said right along, it's going to be an overarching, larger, either private sector and or federal, state combined effort. Maybe the county with some of their $57 million. So it's not going to be something that Raymond would be able to accomplish on its own or probably should try to accomplish on its own in a comprehensive way. We are going to do what we can, and you'll see this when it comes back with our ARPA money to make ready our own facilities. And so we'll try to, the euphemism is last mile, but in our case, I don't think we have anything that long, but we'll try to get our facilities, in the position so that we have the appropriate infrastructure to make the connection. But anyway, so that's the broadband thing, and then on to dates for upcoming meetings. We have December 14th and January 11th, 2022.
Oh my God.
And then we have,
End
those
of
are
the
good.
year.
We have our upcoming holiday schedule. So we have Thursday, November 11th, Veterans Day, Thursday, November 26th, Thanksgiving Day, Friday, November 26th, day after Thanksgiving.
All right. Is there anything else? All right, then we're going to go into executive session. I need to find it.
6F,
C, actually.
6C.
Thank you.
Make a motion to go on to executive session under Title 1, Section 405, 6C to discuss land use.
Second?
All in favor? All right. Thanks, Louise, for
Yeah,
coming and
thank you,
joining
Louise,
us.
for helping.
Always a
Move to come out of
Two.
executive session?
Second,
We weren't back yet. All in favor? All
make a
right.
motion to allow the town of Raymond to spend up to $5,500 to do site evaluation on town property.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? All right, motion to adjourn, please.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
Okay.